Hey, leadership development students, welcome to week 6. We have passed the halfway point in the class, and we are now past the halfway point in the book as we move on to chapter 9. Just want to do a few quick recap items. I did submit midterm grades this week. Anybody who does fall below a C would be receiving something from the college stating that they are below average in the course. So if you do get something, it is based on your grade when I submitted them. Grades change very quickly in this class based on homework, tests, all that good stuff. So don't be alarmed. If you have questions, you just need to reach out to me. I will work with you if there's something you need to get done, help you determine a plan to move forward and end up with a grade that you are happy with in the course. As I said, we are halfway through the book. We moved to chapter 9. We wrapped up last week with transformational leadership and talked also about transactional. Transformational leadership has a lot of people who really, really like it, but it also has its detractors. There are many people who believe in transformational leadership that people get caught up in the moment, caught up in the aura of a leader, maybe find out the leader's not who he or she portrays himself to be. That can be some of the stigma behind it. However, we often see transformational leadership during times of elections. People present themselves in a way through public speaking, public engagement. So it's always unique. Next year would be a really unique year to study transformational leadership with a presidential election in our country and just kind of compare styles of the two candidates who at that time would be running for the office of president in the U.S. However, we're not a political science class, so we're not going to worry about that in this class this year. But again, transformational leadership has a lot of people who really like it and also has some people who don't like it. I will tell you from experience, I see good and bad in it. It's probably not one of my favorite leadership theories or styles. However, I do see positives and I do see negatives in it, just like I do with most of the leadership styles we cover in here. As you know, last week I was in Raleigh, North Carolina for the Training Industry Conference and Expo. My real life job, not that this isn't a real life job, is I am a training and communication manager at the largest public university in the state of Iowa. Training industry means a lot to me. The conference is incredibly important to me. It's a great chance for me to network. It's a great chance for me to be around peers in my industry and hear things that they are doing to make things better for trainers, people who deliver training, present training, develop training, all that good stuff. So I really, really enjoy it. It also ties in. I am a certified professional in training management. It's a designation that I earned as part of my continuing education because I am a firm believer that leaders need to continue their education regardless of what it is. But what I took away from that conference is, one, there's lots of new things I can be doing to build my department as a leader, build people, build processes, new technology, all kinds of fun stuff. But I also, in networking, found out that a lot of us as leaders are dealing with the same problems. And a lot of times our problems come back to communication. It's crazy, it's simple, but we often want to dig ourselves into the weeds and find a deeper, bigger problem, but it comes down to communication. Lack of communication between us as leaders and the leaders above us. Lack of communication between us and those people who work for us, our followers, our employees, our subordinates. Lack of communication with our peers. Sharing things across the board that make sense. The thing we talk about in the training industry is we also often get into trainer speak. We use our language. We don't put things in terms of our subject matter experts, our business leaders. We don't put things in their terms and their language, and therefore we lose them. I think it's really important we as leaders step back and look at big picture, look at how we're communicating. Are we being effective? Oftentimes I see people who say, I want to be a better communicator. That's fantastic. I want everybody to communicate at a level they're happy with. And I think you feel the same way. You want to communicate at a level you're happy with. But are we getting our message across to everyone? Do they understand our message? Or are we talking in code, in terms that are familiar only to us and in our industry? So step back when you look at how you're communicating and determine, are we communicating at the right level to everyone? Are we using the right business language to communicate to our business leaders when dealing with them? Are we using common terms that our followers, that our subordinates, our personnel can understand? I think that is critical. I think that makes you a better leader when you can communicate across the board to all levels of employees within your organization, regardless of what you're doing, where you're doing it, who you're working with. Communication is the ultimate key. I hope everybody has a great week 6. We move into week 7, which will be the 4th of July. I will have more to come on that next week. See you later.